Hey everybody, welcome back. Please excuse the cap today. My hair is a bit out of control and I look like a geriatric glam rocker at the moment, and so I thought I'd put the cap on so my hair wasn't doing all of this. Now, I am 99.9% sure that I will not be purchasing any more new bottles for this terrible 2020 year. I've bought, from my estimation, over 30 new bottles this year. Some of them were bottle purchases of decants I already had. A lot of them were new bottle purchases after sampling perfume. And I also have managed to get rid of about 40 of my collection, 40 old bottles that I didn't love anymore. But these 5 perfumes in this video today are my favorite purchases for various reasons. Okay, so these are the best perfumes I've bought this year. They were just my favorite purchases, and I'll go through why as I talk about each one. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this one here. This is Helmut Lang Eau de Parfum. I already had a travel spray size of this perfume, and wearing that made me fall in love with this perfume. Now, the reason why I'm very happy with this purchase of a 100ml bottle is because, unfortunately, this Helmut Lang line has been discontinued. I'm very reliably informed that it has, so anything can happen. They might get reissued again, who knows. But all I know is as soon as I found out I needed to track one of these down, and I managed to find one at a reasonable price still here in Australia, and I'm so happy that I've got all of this beautiful juice left for years and years to come. The next favorite purchase of 2020 was from a perfume that I originally had a sample of, and I actually tried it, wore it a few times last year. And again, I've spoken about this one, and again, I was reminded of this fragrance, and this year talking about orange blossom and orange neroli fragrances, and someone mentioned this and I started to think, yes, I should get some more of that. And thank goodness I did, because Seville à l'Aube from L'Artisan Parfumeur has become a top 10 fragrance very, very quickly for me. I'm absolutely smitten with this fragrance at the moment, and there's not much to say. I've done a review, but orange blossom beeswax. There is some a lavender note that runs through there, some incense. It's just kind of spellbinding, this fragrance, for me at the moment. Next favorite purchase comes under the category and cliche of hidden gem fragrances. I bought this. This was a complete blind buy. I bought this earlier in the year because there was a sale happening at one of at an online perfume retailer here in Australia, and it did come highly recommended by a couple of people that I trust, and it was on sale, so I didn't think I was taking too much of a risk, and I'm so glad I took that risk. I love it when risk pays off. And this one here, Anat Fritz Classical. Anat Fritz is a German designer. I think she does a lot of knitted wear, and all I'll say about this is, yes, it's a hidden gem, and I'm yet to review it, but I will soon. If you love lavender, try this. If you love vetiver, try this. If you like patchouli, try this, because they are the main notes in here, but each one of them for me are just really, really well done. It is a simple perfume, but it's just a beautiful wear, and I'm particularly in love with the vetiver note in this fragrance. But I even know of some people who've smelled this who don't normally like lavender, for instance, but really like this perfume overall. So that's Anat Fritz Classical. Okay, this next purchase was one that I had always wanted to test, and because it got highly spoken of in forums and social media perfume circles. And I finally ordered a little, 1.5 ml sample of it. And on a test strip, this is the type of fragrance that would not normally get my attention. But I decided, it was kind of lucky because sometimes I have small samples and I make a decision not to wear them on my skin, and who knows what I've missed out on. But this particular one, I decided one day to wear it on my skin, even though I'd smelled it on the strip, and I wasn't too excited by it. It was nice. When I wore it that day, as the day progressed, basically it was like, I need to have a bottle of this. And this is Floris 1962. I've spoken about this in other videos, but to me, what it reminded me of was actually a perfume I didn't like, and that is Italian Cypress by Tom Ford. I know a lot of people love Italian Cypress, but when I smelled that one, there was something out of balance in it that made me not particularly like it. Now, when I smelled this, it reminded me of Italian Cypress, but it was like the Italian Cypress the way I would have rebalanced it. But that's not to say that this is a clone in any way. Cypress is a major note there. It's beautifully aromatic and woody and green in the opening, and has really lovely development, and constantly throughout the day getting gorgeous wafts of this lovely, elegant fragrance. So my very last purchase, in fact I only got this a few days ago, was a result of blind sniffing. So if you watched my channel, I've done a few blind sniffing videos where I will smell several samples, unidentified samples, and just give you my impression without any bias about knowing what the brand is or who made it or whatever. And that's actually resulted in a couple of bottles this year. One was Guerlain's Pamplemousse, which I haven't included in this video, even though I really enjoy it. It didn't quite make the cut for my top 5 purchases this year, but recently I've been doing some blind sniffing, and this one was one of them and instantly impressed me. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is Santos Concentré from the House of Cartier. Now, I believe the bottles are different from older versions. This is the current version, but this to me smells pretty much what I smelled in my blind sample. This got released. What was interesting about this is that it got released at about the same time. Oh my God. At about the same time that 2 masculine legends were released, and that is Kouros in 1980 and Chanel's Antaeus in 81. This got released, I think, the original Santos got released in 81. Then in 82, the Concentré Flanker came out. And my understanding is it's just pretty much the same scent, except it's a little bit of a stronger concentration. Anyway, the point of this video is I'm just loving this perfume. And you know what? Of the three of those fragrances, I own Antaeus, I used to own Kouros, but I don't understand why this doesn't get the exposure that those two get, because this is just this screams 80s masculine. But I will say this, it is probably more refined, it's probably less risky than either of those 2 fragrances to wear. So I know a lot of you guys, especially the guys that watch me, already know about this and are wondering why it's taken so long for me to get around to trying it. I don't have an answer to you, but I'm happy that I've got a bottle now. It's pretty cheap to find as well. I got this for 100 ml for $80 Australian. And what can I say? It's just gorgeous. Santos Concentré from the House of Cartier. So they're my 5 favorite purchases of 2020. I doubt very much I'll be buying any new bottles between now and the end of the year. And look, I'm sure a lot of you indulged in some comfort buying during this crazy year, and I certainly did, but at least these 5 put a smile on my face this year, which probably didn't happen as often as other years. So thank you again for watching. I'd love to hear about your favorite purchases this year. What new additions to your collections got you really excited? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.